Hi guys, and welcome to another episode of Kabir Considers. In this video, I'm going to react to times when team mascots went too far. Now, I think that being a team mascot might be one of the funnest jobs in the world. You get to basically play around, you get to watch the games for free, I guess. You know, you're in like with the fans, like their fans are happy to see you. You often get paid really, really well. Like the Arsenal Gunnersaurus mascot, I think he makes £70,000+ a year, which is almost like $100,000 just to kind of turn up once a week whenever there's a game and just, you know, goof around. Like that's a pretty good gig if you ask me. So I wonder, like, when they go too far, what they mean by that. Like, you know, if they're having a bad day, maybe a fan pushed them too far and they snapped. I don't know, but I'm eager to find out. Let's do it.
Hello everyone! Mascots are an integral part of any sporting event. They are specifically chosen for major tournaments and championships, in many cases by public vote. In addition, different clubs, as well as national and local teams, usually have their own mascots, which are dearly loved by fans of all ages. During the breaks in the game, they are in charge of entertaining the public.
They could have at least put a mat under there.
Today, we will show you some pranks and mischiefs of different mascots that will be remembered by the fans for a long time. Let's get it on!
That guy was not happy. He was not happy.
Unusual game. Mascots cheer up the crowd during the game, but they can also handle the ball pretty well. For example, it's common practice in American football to hold small competitions between a team of mascots from different clubs and a team of young athletes. They usually play during the halftime break. In addition, the children who are invited to the field are not just amateurs, but young professionals. Do these children have any chance against mascots that are more than twice as big as them? They do, actually. In this footage shot in Minnesota, you can clearly see that the kids are incredibly skilled, and as a result, the match ends with a devastating score of 12-6.
Really?
Prank on...
Come on, mascots, what are you doing? What are you doing? You can't let them win.
TV. It's probably not news to you that many sports commentators work right at the stadium.
A threat, Anthony Martial is in!
These American journalists were filming a story during warm-up before the Philadelphia Flyers versus the Los Angeles Kings hockey game. First, the screens showed the players training, but when the camera showed the sportscaster again, their place had already been taken by someone else. It was Gritty, the mascot of the Philadelphia team, dancing in front of the camera. A few moments later, the mascot even threw silly string at the reporters. It should be noted that the journalists were broadcasting live and behaved very professionally.
I wonder, does it get hot under these massive suits, especially the headpieces? Like, because there's no way to kind of keep it cool in there. But I guess the arena, because it's a hockey arena, it's going to be probably massively like air conditioned and stuff. But, you know, yeah, like, is this guy sweating his head off in there?
And clearly they had to make a great effort. Bad joke. As you can see, Gritty is a very nasty mascot. Not only does he make fun of journalists,
Rick, take it away!
but also of the public, and for no particular reason. It's simply his way of being. In this video, for example, you can see how a fan of the St. Louis Blues gets ready to make a selfie with the funny mascot from the other team. But instead of posing for the picture, Gritty takes the fan's hat off. And not only does he take it off, but Gritty immediately, without hesitation, throws the hat away in an unknown direction. The face of the guy seems to speak for itself. Would you laugh at the joke, or would you be angry with the naughty mascot?
The thing is, you can't get angry. You can't, because then you look super salty. Like, but yeah, like, I mean, and he got the hat back. If you didn't get the hat back, then I guess you can be a little bit angry.
Acrobatic tricks. The Denver Nuggets basketball team mascot prefers to entertain the crowd not with strange pranks, but with his own acrobatic skills.
Oh my god, he's high up. Whoa.
During one game, he surprised fans by doing a spectacular backflip from a seat and then challenging a spectator to do the same. But the mascot did not expect to find a real pro in the audience. He first repeated the mascot's trick and then crossed the entire basketball court doing cartwheels like a professional
I mean, the guy clearly looked like a gymnast to me. He looked in very good shape.
gymnast at the Olympics. Unlikely couple. The kiss cam follows the fans in the stands during the break and can
Mate, is it me or does that guy look just like Post Malone?
embarrass anyone. Imagine the following situation. You're having a bad date and want to go home as soon as possible, and suddenly the crowd demands that you show your feelings. You have to admit that you wouldn't wish that on anyone. But the mascot of the basketball club, Atlanta Hawks, feels like a star in the kiss cam. He already knows how to behave in such situations. He immediately hugs the
I love how the beaks just swallow up the faces.
fan sitting next to him and, well, you can see it yourself. It's so bad that it's good. By the way, the tradition of showing different couples during the break and demanding that they kiss each other goes back to the 80s. Back then, huge screens had just appeared on the
Really? Why would you do that? Come on, man.
basketball courts, and the promoters wanted to make the most of them. Some believe that the romantic part of the show can only be seen in the stadium, but in fact, it is often broadcast on television, so any mistake can remain forever in history. Hit to kill.
It's a nice moment. Just kiss your wife.
The main task of a mascot is, of course, to entertain the audience and turn an everyday situation into a show. And sometimes ideas literally appear out of nowhere. That's what happened to the San Antonio Spurs basketball club mascot when he was accidentally hit by a ball during the game. The funny coyote first fell to the floor, then got up with his eyes weirdly placed, and then lost them somewhere in the stands. We must say that he definitely has great acting.
How does he see? In all seriousness, like, unless there's maybe lots of tiny holes in this piece of mesh here, because otherwise, is he just guessing where he is?
Skills. Dangerous game.
Queen.
The hosts of sports competitions do all kinds of things to cheer up the public during the game.
Mate, what movie is this? That's Magneto.
This is one of the most original activities during halftime. In this case, the mascots and the cheerleaders participate in a very unusual game. Acting like a human bowling ball, they run at full speed against the soft pins to the cheering of the crowd. However, it seems a little dangerous. After all, the mascots are protected from impact by their thick suits, but the skinny cheerleaders collide without any protection. However, judging by the faces of those present, everyone likes this unusual entertainment. Shock.
Man, being a mascot would be so much fun, honestly. How do you even become a mascot? Do you have to apply? Is there a graduate scheme, a degree in mascot studies that you need to take?
Shocking footage. T-Rack, the mascot of the Tennessee Titans football team, has tens of thousands of fans on social media and has even been awarded the title of the coolest mascot according to Cartoon Network. His pranks on the field are a big part of his success. Take this, for example. The funny raccoon with a huge head approaches a cheerleader and in less than 2 seconds swallows her. Let's hope this trick was rehearsed and planned beforehand, or it could have caused the girl a heart attack.
Some cheerleaders get together. Whoa!
By the way, speaking of the most memorable and successful mascots, you shouldn't think that creating such a mascot is easy. Each mascot needs not only a bright and charismatic appearance, but also a unique personality, like a real person. In the history of sports, there are
Mate, that guy had a lot of energy. That dance move he was doing,
cases when mascots turn out not to be the liking of the public and become a failure. A good example are these two strange cyclops chosen in the UK as the mascot for the 2012 London Olympics. At that time, they even invented a new technology, special cameras incorporated in the mascots' heads, thanks to which anyone could see the big sporting events through their eyes. But the characters turned out to be so boring and silly that nobody remembers them. But at the 2014 FIFA World Cup in Brazil, fans
To be fair, I don't even remember those mascots, the ones at the London Olympics. But maybe that's just because people were focusing on the sports more. Maybe if you're at the stadiums, you would see the mascots, but people are just there for the events.
Fans fell in love with Fuleco, a charming armadillo. Even today they remember him fondly. He was a total success, pranking a player.
Hey.
The scary mascot of the Memphis Grizzlies doesn't mind playing a couple of jokes on the field. Here you can see how he approaches the opposing team's player and offers his hand for a reconciliation handshake. The player first hesitates, but then responds to the Bears' gesture. After a few seconds, however, he was immediately disappointed in his new friend when he noticed that he had glued a sheet of paper with the words "kick me" on his back. By the way, it's amazing how players can put up with mascots' jokes without being rude. After all, before the game or during halftime, the athlete's head is probably full of much more important things.
I mean, come on. Come on. If you're a pro athlete, the mascot, it's just a bit of fun. I think a pro athlete that gets annoyed at a mascot for bothering them for, 10 seconds, 20 seconds max? Dude, chill out.
On the other hand, a joke can even help them, as it reduces stress and helps them think about other things. Epic fall. In August 2017, London hosted the World Athletics Championship, one of the most important sporting events in the world. Here, an anthropomorphic hedgehog was chosen as the main mascot of the championship, and unfortunately, he cannot boast good acrobatic skills, unlike the protagonist of one of the previous videos.
Nice!
During a break in one of the competitions, the mascot decided to encourage the spectators by going down to the field doing somersaults on the stairs.
Been causing a little bit of a stir with their antics, keeping the crowds entertained.
But the most interesting was yet to come. The mascot climbed on a hurdle with the idea of performing some acrobatic stunts, but finally lost his balance and fell in the most awkward position. And even though we know it's not real, it still hurts to see it. Plotting against opponents. Some mascots make viewers laugh on both sides of the screen.
It wouldn't surprise me if the mascots, they work in that job for decades and decades, because it just seems like genuinely a really, really fun job. Really, really fun.
Ron, are you okay? Ron.
For example, Orbit, the mascot of the Houston Astros baseball team, has some special humorous skills. In one of the games against the Detroit Tigers, the funny alien with antennas on his head decided to play hide and seek. At the same time, he also had a fishing net to catch a player from the opposing team. The latter was saved in time by a teammate, who made Orbit angry and left him with nothing. To be honest, in the end, we feel a little bit sorry for the charming mascot. Serious battle. As you may have noticed, some players on the field don't mind playing with the mascot to cheer up the crowd. Here's another funny episode that took place during a baseball game between the Tampa Bay Rays.
Let me see that one again with the boxing gloves. Those gloves were huge.
Funny episode that took place during a baseball game between the Tampa Bay Rays and the Los Angeles Dodgers.
He made that pitch. He was ahead of the count, and then Brantley gets him with two.
The mascot of the first team decided to compete with one of the members of the opposing team. However, not playing baseball, but boxing. They both put on huge gloves, which made the situation even more comical. And it all ended, as expected, with the spectacular fall of the mascot. But how do they manage to fight looking like it's in slow motion?
Fun movie, man. Video. That was fun, man. As I mentioned in the video multiple times, these guys just look like they're having the time of their lives. Just fun. Whenever the people see you, they're smiling usually. You're not working. I don't think you're working very long hours. I doubt you're working more than 20 hours a week. You're probably being paid decently. It's for a team that you love, because I imagine you're probably going to apply for a team that's in your city or state, and you probably support that team. So just a fun gig all around. And yeah, I love the lighthearted nature of it. It makes my day. Thanks for watching, guys, and I'll see you in the next one.